This is how I fight my battle.
Good evening, y'all. Good evening.
This is how I fight my battle.
Come on in.
This is how I fight my battle.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Go ahead and tag and share with someone. Welcome. Come on in. Looks like this signal already trying to cut up.
I'm surrounded by you.
I'm sorry, I had to connect to my other Wi-Fi connection because I see that the signal was messing up already. So welcome, welcome, welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. As I said before, if you're just hopping on, go ahead and tag and share with someone. They can come on and watch the replay. I will not be before you long, but I have a word of encouragement for you. It may look like that you're surrounded by many of the things, obstacles, trials, and tribulations, bad doctor's reports. Finances looking funny. Just the whole world may seem to be just coming down. Trial after trial, obstacle after obstacle. You're frustrated. You want to give up. Lies been told. People slandering your name. Doors been shut in your face. And you just want to give up. You just want to respond in a way. You want to scream. There's so many different things that's going on that is maybe causing you to just have all sorts of feelings and emotions. But tonight I come by just to give you a few words of encouragement, a few words to just give you peace in your spirit, to encourage you not to give up, no matter what it looks like. But first, I want to say welcome to those of you. If this is your first time joining Wisdom Wednesday, I am Dr. Perkins. I am Coach L. I am Minister L. I have so many different titles that's neither here nor there. Just know Wisdom Wednesday are small segments that I come to do, to give you a word of encouragement, words that give you hope, that can hopefully bring transformation to you. God gave me this thing that I do within my Renovating Lives Ministries. Um, he gave me this. One of the things he gave me was this segment that I've been doing for almost 3 years. That I am glad that he's chosen me, because these small segments have blessed many individuals. I love the reports that come, the testimonies, and so I don't do this just to hop on, just to to buy time, to make time go by. I do this because I'm purposed to do this. I do this because God chose me to do this, and He told me, um, and gave me this vision that was birthed over 3 years ago. So welcome to you. Welcome to the continuous support that I receive from the individuals that watch Wisdom Wednesday every Wednesday. But as I said, when I started, and make sure you share this, you tag someone. There's so many people that are going through things right now. They're having suicidal ideations. They're in addictions, not just drug addiction. They may have sexual addiction that's going on. They may be overeating. They may be engaging in gluttony and just feeding themselves. They may be mismanaging money because they're spending because they're in this deep place. Everyone tackles circumstances and situations different. And everybody, no matter how you may think they may look and seem strong or look happy. Just because you see that on their faces does not mean that's not what's going on in their mind or what their heart is going through. God is the only one who knows the inside of a man or a woman. He knows. We don't. That's why as people we judge the outside appearance, but God judges. He judges us from the inside. And so you may be looking at individuals that you may see every day. They may have big smiles and different things on their faces. They may be, you may think that they got it all together and this and that, not knowing they're going home and are dealing with alcoholism. They're going home in domestic violence. They're going home. They're having a mental breakdown because of the trials and the things that's going on. You got people who have been rejected, having a hard time of wondering who they are. They're battling, they're going through. You have ones who are trying to fight individual people, but they may be doing it in a carnal way because they're going through they're dealing with anger, and so they're taking it out on other people. You may have individuals whose car has been repossessed, house going into foreclosure, just so many different things. But I will say this, because in this season things are going to happen. We want everything to always be good, stuff to always go in our favor, everything that's to be peaches and cream. But that's not life. Do you understand? That's not life. Trials and tribulations come. Let me tell you something. They give us endurance. They show they bring out the strength that we might not even know that we have, or knew that we had. See, it's the believing and the going through the endurance and not trying to take matters in our own hands. Why? Because the Bible tells us the battle is not ours, it's his. But I want to come by here on tonight to tell you, stop putting so much energy into trying to fight these battles yourself, and understand or be reminded that it's a fixed fight. All you have to do is trust your maker, trust your God, trust that if he brought you to it, he gonna bring you through it. Trust that he will never leave you or forsake you. Trust that he's the God of a turnaround. He's the healer, no matter what your doctor's report says. It's already a fixed fight. He's asking you to increase your faith in this hour. Many of you or have begun to doubt God because things have not happened when you wanted it to happen. Things have not turned around when you wanted it to. The people continue to bother you, slander your name, throw salt on who you are, make it look one thing look a certain way and it's not. And you're standing there. And I talked about this before, and you asking God why? Well, why not? Don't ask him, well, God, why me? Why not you? See, he sees some things in you that he's trying to equip. He's trying to remake, or maybe he's trying to purge something that may be in you. He's maybe trying to you in this situation and wanting you, because in every situation, listen, there is a lesson. And sometimes we end up in situations because of ourselves. We are not exempt from trials just because you may be a believer. We're not exempt from trials just because you may be a believer. Do you understand? And God is a God that he reigns. He reigns on the just as well as the unjust. So let me tell you, at this particular time, as a reminder that understand that it's already a fixed fight. Let them talk. Let them walk away from you. You understand? If you got fired from your job, you got terminated from your job, know that God has something better. Sometimes it's a lot of times it's in those uncomfortable places. We're uncomfortable that God gets what he needs out of us so he can put what he needs to get in us. But it's a fixed fight. Stop walking around defeated. Stop walking around like you don't know that there is a man that is the author and the finisher of your faith. That there is a man who make all things new. There's a man that he makes your name go into rooms that you haven't even went into. No matter what it may look like, he can change the hearts of man, but we can't do it. Stop walking around acting like you unsure, because you need to know if he did it before, he gonna do it for you again. Stop acting like you don't know that your joy is already here. You may not see it, but you need to expect it. One thing that I always say is, say what he said until you see what he said. Say out of your mouth, proclaim out of your mouth, decree out of your mouth what he said until you see the miraculous works that he's going to do, till you see the promises that he's already told us, till you see the situation change. Don't look at it and speak against what God has already said. You say what he said until you see what he says. Why? It says his word will not go into him void, but it would accomplish and set out what he said. So it's not going to be void. Whatever he said is not like it's not going to happen. It's up to us to believe a thing, to activate a thing. Faith requires activation. It's already a fixed fight, my friends. It's already a fixed fight. You don't have to do anything. I know the situation hurt. I know what they did to your child is not right. I know what they did to you is not right, to your husband, to your significant other. I know how they closed the door, how they turned their back on you, how they really manipulated you, the different things that they have done to you to make you feel like, you know what? I want to handle this the way that I want to handle it. Right? Because we're human. Do you understand? But when I tell you the battle's not ours, it's his, and as long as we don't put our hands in it and mess it up, God is going to listen. He going to come through on your behalf. We got to just oftentimes not respond inappropriately, no matter how we may feel. That's why sometimes we continue to go through the same cycles, because situations come and you respond so abruptly without giving any thought until it's too late. Do you understand? But when I tell you, when I think about that, it's a fixed fight, meaning, listen, it's already won. All I got to do is sit back and be still and let God be God with his good old self. There's no title. There's no educational title. There's no notoriety. There's no amount of money that can do more than what God can do. Because if he said it, he's going to do it. If he says listen, that victory is ours, that's what it is. We just have to learn that it's not a microwave. Listen, he's not a microwave God. And we got to put our trust in him. That no matter what, it definitely is a fixed fight. So I'm going to let him handle it. I'm going to let him deal with it. He is the God of all the circumstances. He is the God that can change the hearts of man, turn water into wine. Listen, multiply. Give me an increase. Make sure my doctor's report listen, it's different for what the doctor said, because he is the main doctor. He is the surgeon. Do you hear me? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? What I'm trying to tell you is victory is yours. You know that song? Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. Sometimes you got to tell yourself, I told Satan, get thee behind. Victory today is mine. You got to say those things. Victory is mine and believe it. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. I told Satan, get thee behind. Victory today is mine. Have you ever noticed sometimes we sing songs and we don't even believe what the words say? Victory is definitely yours. And you have to believe exactly what you say. Not because it may sound good, not because at the time, where everybody else is saying, no, sometimes you got to find some things that speak to your spirit, speak to your situation, so you can change the trajectory of your thoughts. And words are powerful. So it's important that you begin to speak those things as though they were things that you want to see. As I said, speak what he said until you see it with your physical eye. What he said. His promises are real. What he said that he will do for us is for real. It may not be the time that we think, but I tell you what, he gonna come right on time. He know your situation. He knows your need. He knows what you stand in need of. And he's definitely an on-time God. So just know that I come by to tell you on tonight that it's a fixed fight and it's already won. It's a fixed fight and it's already won. You will begin to see and see this thing coming to fruition. You just sit back and let God be God with his good self. Let him be God. Allow him to do what he said, and you trust his word. I hope that I said something this evening that ignited your spirit, that caused you to say, you know what was I thinking? I know what the word of God says, and I believe. No longer will I second guess what he has to say, but I'll believe and I will say out of my mouth that it's a fixed fight because it's definitely already won. God, I thank you for the victory already been given to me, and I will respond well no matter what until I see the manifestation of the fight fixed. In Jesus' name. And let it be. Let it be so. Join me next week, Lord's willing, for another Wisdom Wednesday segment. As I said, hopefully I've said something that has helped you on this evening, not to be discouraged, not to be weary, not to be doubtful. And thank you for joining me. I know a lot of times I don't get a chance to comment and speak this, that, and the other. Sometimes they can get me off focus, and I need to do and give what the Lord has to give. But I will go back and respond to the messages and respond to the comments that you put. But I want you to just understand that the fight is already won. You got this. You got this. You got this. Don't you give up. Don't you quit. And don't you respond out of order. Don't you respond out of order. Understand it's already a fixed fight. It is. And we're not fighting. We're not fighting with each other, carnal things. It's spiritual, different things, principalities, rulers, and high places. We're pulling down imaginations. It's some things that's going on. That's what we're fighting against. That's what we're fighting against. And it takes skill. It takes strategy. It takes faith. It takes a spiritual mind to be able to understand what thus said the Lord and believe what he said. But see you next time. See you next week. I pray that your families stay blessed, remain blessed. I pray that God's safety and protection over you, and that He'll bless you according to your will. And not only that He'll bless you according to, His will, but it will be head swimming blessings. Blessings that I'm telling you that'll come upon you suddenly, that you couldn't tell it's no one else but God, because that's who gets the glory. God bless you. And until next time on Wisdom Wednesday.